Cue the chicken. Good morning. This is Coffee with the Summerland Kids, and it is episode 74. It is July 18th, 2024. We have a special guest on today. The weather in Summerland is currently 63 with a high of 80 degrees, mostly cloudy in Summerland, California. So that's today's Summerland weather report. Welcome to Coffee with the Summerland Kids. I'm Jerico Woggon. This is Sir Scholz-a-lot, and we have Aaron Riggs on the left hand, right hand side. I'm dyslexic, so here we go.
We're always upside down and backwards in some way, shape, or form, I imagine.
Yeah, morning, exactly. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
What is this called? Beard Club for Men. I'm finally in the.
I was inspired by you guys, and
yeah,
I blame Jerry largely for this mustache right now. But you guys are gonna have to school me in the ways of waxes and shit like that because it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, Aaron got some wax recently, and I got that wax from Nevada City that I bought 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't like the whole having to groom the fucking thing. That's what I don't like about it. It's like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But if I get to Aaron's length, then I figure I don't really have to fucking do anything anymore. It's leave.
I don't know, Aaron.
You gotta fluff it.
Yeah. Snarf.
Yeah. This thing can go large already. I told Jerry I was going to race his mustache when I saw him last month.
Right. Yeah. God.
I might be catching you already, big guy.
Yeah, I know you're there. You're there. It's wild.
I can twist it way up too, naturally.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it's an odd thing. I don't know what. I guess for guys, it's definitely a unique thing. I mean, the ladies had the beehive hairdos in the 1960s, which was amazing, and they spend a lot of money on their hair, which is fabulous. I mean, we love it. All those colors and all that weaving.
One thing we can do that they can't. They can identify as us, but can they grow a fucking beard? No.
Right? Yeah.
Some of them can.
Yeah, I know.
Those are the ones who don't date.
Right. Oh, come on.
Well, I want to say I'm happy to be on finally with the Summerland Kid. I don't know if I qualify. I think I identify as a Summerland teen, so I don't know if I'm allowed to be on here.
Yeah. Well, you what year was it you came to Summerland?
I came to Summerland my sophomore year, transferred in from Newbury Park.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
And you went to Carpinteria High School for a little bit.
Yeah, I went to Carp with your brother, and my brother went to Summerland Elementary for like a year and a half. We lived up at the top of Olive Street, and I worked at the Summerland Cafe. When I was 16, I worked at the Summerland Cafe.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
I'd make $100 bussing tables back then. I was like running the entire time with just that bus tub and trying to fill waitresses' coffees and cruising around. And if you made really good friends with the waitress, they'd tip you fat, So it was awesome. I don't think I've been in there to eat though in like 20 plus years, even though I was living there off and on the past 20 years. I don't think I've eaten there since I was like a teenager.
Wow. Was it the same owner back then? The same owner, the guy that was like
I couldn't tell you anymore.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah. Right. That guy got in early. I remember those days when that was when you were 16, what year was that? Like 1990.
I graduated in 91. Yeah, 89 or 90. I graduated in 91.
Okay. That's pretty early. Yeah, those are the early years. Yeah, Aaron, what was when you got out of Summerland in 1983, huh? Basically, right?
I believe so. It was the year the next year it was I was in junior high, so I made it through the 6th grade.
Okay.
And I think I started the first week in Carpenter Ridge Junior High.
Oh,
But then I
wow.
transferred out to Los Osos Junior High before I moved to San Luis Obispo City. I was in Morro Bay.
Oh,
And
wow.
that's when I moved to Laguna Junior High, their sister schools. So the layout was exactly the same, other than the fields were a little bit different in elevation. But the
Right.
layout was exactly the same. Same library, same offices, same classroom structure.
Wow.
Am I right?
Classic.
Did they get rid of the school? Is that the deal?
Oh,
I
and
think
San Luis?
Summerland School is a
Yeah.
private
The,
school
the
now.
Summerland. Okay, no, I'm talking about the Summerland school.
Yeah. No, it's still there. They rebuilt it. I believe they rebuilt it. I haven't got a rebuild shot, but I think they rebuilt the whole school.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to love going down. I'd go down there all the time and just shoot baskets right there at that and skate in that little lot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That was awesome. I mean, that was like, man, that was a good, I want to say probably more than 50 years that court existed. You know, that's a
That
long running,
basketball, I bet that's the world's most expensive basketball court right fucking there.
right? Yeah. You're right. The how many basketball courts is there where you can see the beach other than Santa Barbara City College with their track right on the beach? That's a thing, you know.
That is pretty beautiful. That was where I went to school right when I graduated in 91. I'd ride my bike from the house on Serena. I had moved there and I'd ride my bike to City College every day. That's how
Wow.
tough I was. And my first college course was beach volleyball at East Beach.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Nice class.
Yeah, that's cool.
And
And you
I
took
should
some,
tell you, it's the only
yeah,
one I didn't flunk out of my first semester.
right. That's awesome. Did
Volleyball is
you?
not an easy sport.
Yeah, right.
It's
Um,
much easier when there's bikinis all around.
right. Yeah, motivation. Yeah. Did you take geology at Santa Barbara City College too?
Yeah, I went back when I was 30 and took it to a pretty high level.
Yeah.
Did like a bunch of their field studies and stuff, did Death Valley and the Sierras, and I came all the way out to like Colorado and did the Colorado Plateau trip. It's amazing.
Oh, nice. That's cool. That's cool.
Trips. But I'm
Did you
calling
ever?
you guys from the lake. I don't know if you guys know where I'm at today, but I should show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I left Jerry's about 2 weeks ago, I think, something like that. I was out
Yeah.
there visiting
Yeah.
for a month, helping him with his grandpa's project. And then I jumped in the car and came out to the border of Southwest, South Dakota and Minnesota, where I kind of go
Uh-huh.
back and forth every day. The Minnesota border is like 2 miles from here.
Wow.
And that's where the family's main house is. But right now, I can show you where I'm at. And you should check this out
Yeah.
because I'm at their lake house, which is literally 3 feet from the lake. Here you go. Here's my doggage.
I'm going to see if I can do my
Right.
trick.
Yeah.
And here's the big lake house.
Nice. That's amazing.
And then you walk out. Here's my back door going in down below into the kind of like
Classic.
boathouse zone.
Yeah.
But then you walk out the door, 3 feet. 1, 2, 3. And I'm on the dock, baby.
Awesome.
Wow. Sweet. Baby Jesus. That's amazing. It feels like back
Out
east,
on
like
Lake.
Cape.
Yeah, I'm in
What's it called?
Lake Cochran, South Dakota.
Okay. Nice. Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to be working on staining that thing this week.
Yeah. Classic. Wow. That's
So
beautiful out there.
that's the job, and this is where I stay while I'm
Yeah.
here. So it's pretty fucking
Yeah.
sweet.
That's
that's cool.
amazing.
Pretty sweet. Jerry will tell you I get around the past 20 plus years.
Yeah. And
This is,
you actually, yeah.
This is my third trip out here.
Wow. That's cool.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
just too cool, right? Your little back porch is actually a dock out to the lake.
Yeah, they built early on. This was one of the early ones, and is before they had setbacks. And so this
Interesting.
cabin is like one of the very closest ones to the water. The rest are, most of them are set back a lot further.
Okay.
So it's
Wow.
pretty special. When you're on the deck, you're like over the water, you know?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Wow.
It's
That's
almost
crazy.
kind of like sleeping at a beach house or something. It's pretty peaceful.
Yeah, I can imagine. Wow. Does that thing freeze over in the wintertime, like completely frozen?
Yeah, last time I was here, I had the cabin into winter. We were putting a roof on his family home like 20 miles from here. And I stayed till too late for me, dude. It was like I wanted to run, but I think I stayed till about the 10th of December or something, 15th of December,
Uh-huh.
and the lake was frozen. You watch the birds migrate by the fucking tens of thousands. It's really something. And
Hmm.
yeah, the lake freezes over. You have to pull all the docks out of the water, all the boats, and get everything
Okay.
winterized. You know,
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty
amazing.
real deal. Then you got a short work season, so like 6 months, you got to bust ass.
Right. Huh.
And I'm
Hunker
up here,
down all winter long, huh?
yeah, and it's if you get outside of here, it's nothing but corn and hay and giant, big, rolling hills. It's actually not far from where Walnut Grove, where Laura Ingalls grew up. It's very close to that.
Ah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Trippy.
it's
Classic.
beautiful up here for sure. Very
Yeah.
prairie and rural.
Right. Yeah. Is that a 100-acre ranch that you're on right now, or what?
Well, I'm at the lake house right now, which they have two lots, which most just have one. So they have one that's like a park next to it. That's amazing.
Okay.
And then they have a farm like 20 miles from here that's a couple hundred acres. Then they have a big house. Then they have another giant farm in Iowa. That's where my
Right.
buddy is right now. He just finished doing all the alfalfa down there. And
Wow.
yeah, so they have quite a bit. His dad was a doctor and a state representative for like 8 years. So they're kind of the big deal up here.
That's cool. That's amazing. Um,
I
Jay,
know
did
him
you?
from, he's my buddy
Yeah.
from Santa Barbara. We used to surf and
Yeah.
sail together. So that's how I met him.
Yeah, and he was also like a landscape guy. What did he go to? I think Santa Barbara City College actually had like a landscaping slash.
He did that out here. He did that
Did he?
out here in South Dakota, and then he went to go make his money in Santa Barbara.
Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, back in the day.
But
Wow.
he just drank at one of the, I think, the brewery, and then he had to leave because he was drinking too much.
Right. Yeah, it's
Partying every day in Santa Barbara like he was in the Bahamas.
right.
Ah.
Yeah. Huh. God. So Aaron just lived through another fire. Is the fire out, Aaron, up there, or is it
The
like
big
are
one
they come?
is another one sprung up out in Palermo. I
Okay.
haven't checked it too much, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's the skies are clear, so I'm assuming they're not too bad.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah,
I
Jay
gotta
had
say,
to.
I don't miss that for a minute. I've been watching it. It's kind of fucking sketchy, and it's just the new norm. You know, it's wild.
Right. Um,
Yeah.
huh.
You come out
Yeah.
here, it's green grass and green trees, and it feels like you're in upstate New York or some shit. You know, there ain't gonna be no giant fires where I'm at.
Yeah. Wow.
So,
Not right now. Yeah.
no,
You
not
got
really ever.
Yeah, you got lucky, Jay, when you were in Orville and you left because instinctually you got out of the fire. You ran down valley to and put the dog in the hotel and everything, and then you tried to go back and you couldn't get back, right?
I'm a kind of I'm super fascinated by fires from probably growing up there when we were kids, and then I remember one of our condo complexes burning down when I was a kid. So I've always been fascinated with them. And then that Paradise fire happened, and also the Santa Rosa fire. And I was living up in Nevada City at the time, and the place felt like a tinderbox. So I was
Uh-huh.
constantly watching documentaries, and I watched probably every bit of footage there is on Paradise. And then I moved to Oroville that next summer when the fire happened, and So I think I was prepped, and when the winds switched that morning, I mean, the hair on the back of my neck stood up. The colors got the same. Everything was just like fucking run, you know. And I was
Uh-huh.
in a really bad spot down like 15 miles down a fucking dirt road close to the lake with one way out. So I was like, dude,
Uh,
let's go. And
yeah.
we evacuated 3 weeks before when it all started with the lightning because it was pretty sketchy that day. So for 3 weeks, I was just working in smoke and thick ash and orange skies. But that morning, it got like red and black, and I mean the winds went like hurricane, and the fire truck
Oh,
fucking burned it. The fire truck burned in the station, y'all. So and they knew it was
wow.
coming.
Wow. Wow.
I ran.
Yeah, you ran out of there. Yeah, you got lucky.
I
God.
fucking ran, and that was the deadliest fire of the year, Berry Creek, which is where I was, and a bunch of people died there.
Oh man.
So yeah,
Were they
it's been pretty
was it
sketchy.
families, Jay, that died, like families or people that
No, it was all sorts of randoms, a teenager, some older folks, some this and
uh
that. Like it was
right.
random.
Yeah. And they were probably in a position like you were where there was only one way out and they couldn't get out. I
Well,
would imagine.
the fuck off part of things that they do up there is Aaron can tell you when you get up in the mountains, there's no reception. And
Oh.
and then they have the wind events where they're telling you there's gonna be an event, so we're gonna shut the fucking power off.
Oh.
So the power was shut off. So people
Right.
couldn't even fucking find out, dude.
Oh. Oh, wow.
They did not know. They couldn't find out.
Huh.
Um, there was no power. You couldn't get online if you had like a cell booster or something.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that was the biggest fire in a 24-hour period. It was spotting like 10 plus miles ahead of itself. So it was like unprecedented shit. So I don't. If it would have gone through a bigger town, it would have been another paradise. It would have been everywhere. It just went through
Right.
Berry Creek was pretty small.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
So and
Wow.
it burned right down to the lake and almost into Oroville. And yeah, it was a sketchy fucking night. Woke up to the 1,000 acre ranch that I was working on was gone, all of it.
Wow. Oh my God.
Old movie star ranch.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
Classic.
this big lesson. I drove across to Mendocino on the coast that day, running from fires all the way across the state because they were everywhere at that time. And then I had a
Wow.
big it was during COVID, so I was able to order a margarita to go, and I went and sat in the sand and was like, "You can't burn me now." And I drank like two margaritas and woke up the next
Wow.
morning to find out everything was gone, all my fucking musical equipment, fucking all the shit, you know.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
3 weeks from harvest.
Oh God. What
Oh
a
goodness.
nightmare. Dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easy come, easy go.
Right. God. But you happened into a different situation in Santa Barbara, which was fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. Like Jason's dog had a bad injury, had a car hit his dog, and then he was able to fix his dog. So he has
Like
the
2 months after the fire, she got hit and needed like
yeah
20K in surgery, and I had to babysit her for 7 months straight, 24 hours a day.
yeah
Oh goodness.
yeah. So
That's
talk
partly
about
why I'm in South Dakota is because my ass went bankrupt.
yeah yeah. No, it's that's a wild. It's like a country song. Jay, do you ever write songs? Do you ever write songs or
Oh,
not
people
so much?
apparently just watch my life and write them about real life country songs. I'm the guy.
Yeah, my God.
I'm the fucking
It,
guy.
yeah. Aaron's done some cool stuff, putting in his own lyrics to AI and generating some nice music. He made a
That's
good,
awesome.
cool. Yeah. So he writes all the lyrics and then he feeds the lyrics into AI. Jay, you had a little experience with AI on your on some art stuff, right?
I just like to fuck around with some of those art programs. I think they're kind of fascinating and give you a lot of ideas. You talk about that artist morgue or whatever your grandpa, the internet thing, and
Yeah.
to me, it's like this thing where you can just go into it and get a million ideas,
Uh-huh.
just type
Huh.
in text or this or that, or input an image. And I think it's a pretty amazing tool. It's definitely going to shade, I don't know, it's going to change things and shade the line between what people did or AI or this or that. But I don't know, to have the tactile stuff you and I were realizing is pretty important. The physical art that people make, I think
Yeah.
that would be a thing of the past in some ways.
Right.
Yeah, it's an interesting aspect of, because I've been called, a wordsmith at times, just because I enjoy poetry. I have some cliches and some sayings that people enjoy, and I've always wanted to collaborate because I love the musical process. My nephew plays music, and it's just interesting how I can't, I got a guitar, I got a whole little micro music studio in the back here that I just don't pick up. But when I get with friends that jam, I could somehow pick up the guitar and play a few chords, and they tell me the progression and timing and seem to do all right.
Cool. I like
I
that.
do enjoy the process. I think that's why I stagnated. I was doing poetry for a while and got kind of, oh, this is actually cool. But then I was like, well, I'm just sitting here by myself. So I'd rather talk on the video with Jericho, to be honest,
If I sent you like a little sample of a sound or something, you could start to turn it into music, that sort of thing.
No, I use one of those full service ones where you just put the words in and it
Oh,
makes up the
okay.
music by yourself. I guess you could. I mean, there's so many different softwares now as far as like AI or computer enhanced things. I was looking at a video. I always kind of keep up with it, and the one new one is like you could put voice samples in, you could put music samples in, you can isolate the tracks and mix the tracks. But I never really got into that, the DJ, the mixing, that kind of aspects. But
Yeah, I'd
I
like to
just
do
like
that.
words. I guess I'm just so much of a social creature, even though I may be on the autistic spectrum, and a little bit oddball. I just enjoy people. People is like, to me, people are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the way it felt in Summerland Elementary with us. Like we were definitely like kids who enjoyed just being there with other kids and playing Matchbox cars and all the sports. I mean, it was like we really lockstep with Dan Taglis and Jay Bishop and all those kids, Sean Durrell, all the boys, and the girls too. I mean, I think every day we'd pick a different sport or whatever the trend was. Somehow trends of sports that we played: kickball, soccer, flag football, all that stuff. Jay, you jumped around in different schools, right? In elementary, were you going to different elementary schools?
Yeah, I was almost like an army brat without being one. We moved a lot for some reason.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I went back and forth from Carp High to Newberry Park a couple times as well. So yeah, I
yeah,
moved
huh?
all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
My dad was
always,
in the army, but that didn't have anything to do with it.
yeah, yeah, right. Classic. And Aaron, your dad was. I remember your mom was single mom, right? When you were growing up,
Yeah.
mostly. Yep, yep, yeah. And Aaron, I don't know if you know Jay, but Aaron's house was Stacky's Seaside. Was the old Stacky's? That was Aaron's house.
Oh, I saw that on one of your all's posts or something like that, but I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
yeah. Cool
God,
spot.
that place was so good. Yummy.
Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
was
it
good
was.
food.
It was
Yeah,
always more expensive than Tinker's and all that, but the sandwiches were just fucking grub.
yeah. No, for sure. Absolutely. Um, we always reflect back and wish that our parents never sold. And I think I was thinking about that just yesterday or something, like, if we were still in Summerland, things I feel like they'd be different in some way. Um, being remote from our hometown is, it's challenging for sure to be in a different location. There's something to be said for the hometown vibe and the hometown situation. Although I know it's changed a lot, but there's something about Summerland that's so special. That
Yeah,
ocean.
I can tell you that I kind of get it being out here in small town America and having traveled so much. To me, I see that what's happened in California with gentrification and just the house being used with a commodity and nobody being able to build, it does that very thing. It splits apart communities, and you don't get to have like stories throughout generations and stuff anymore, because everybody can't afford to fucking live there, because it's become the Monte Carlo of the United States, which you can't really blame people, I guess, because I mean, it's the type of place where people want to go on vacation. My grandparents honeymooned there.
Wow.
It's that place. So it's gonna become, and it became, I guess, that uber rich spot. So I don't know. There's not much you can do about it. My grandparents had a beach house at Hobson's there when I grew up, one bedroom.
Uh-huh.
They bought it for like 30 grand or something like that.
Yeah.
Sold it for like almost 900 in the 80s.
Oh,
And that
wow.
thing's still sitting there. It's probably worth about 5 or 6 million now,
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But
God.
I don't know, man. To me, it's like a golden bubble, a fantasy land. There's a great big island called America out there. So
There's a lot of little
Yeah.
bubbles out here, though. I've been, one of my favorite years, I was actually, kind of doing the vagabond thing, me and my dog and my truck. But a friend of mine was a caregiver out on a retired artist commune in Big Sur.
mm,
Oh,
And
wow.
that was like my probably one of my favorite years of ever, just even though I didn't have much, I had my truck, I had my dog, I had the necessities, but just being able to be free and be, in Big Sur for the most part of a year was just an amazing experience.
yeah, I love it up there, dude. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Did you look at other areas, Aaron, when you were looking at your home, your current home, or was it based on like buy-in level, like I guess proximity and location to some friends and stuff? Is that why you ended up in Orville?
Yeah, we looked everywhere, and it came down to I was actually looking for a place to rent here to help a friend with
Okay.
a project because it was up in the mountains where it had been burned out, so a lot of things needed to be done, and I just couldn't bring my girlfriend up and be living in a camper out on a desolate area. So we decided, yeah, if we're going to do this, we need a home base, and there was just a property that fit the budget basically.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
we came up to look at it and looked at it and turned around the next day and made an offer, and it was accepted. And it was kind of cool because the day we moved in, the value was actually there was a little bit more value, I guess, the
Okay.
equity or whatever they call it, but it was
Yeah.
affordable. That was the main thing, is I could, between me and her, could afford the payments. It was actually less than rent. It was just a matter of saving up for a good year and a half. No out to eat, no tanks of gas to go trips, just as much as we could eat from the food banks and save every nickel.
Yeah.
And get the credit up and save every nickel. And we got in right at the skin of our teeth, I guess. And
That's amazing.
Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. I'm glad you're there, man.
There's houses out here, and the other day, like 15 minutes from here, that's $56,000.
Wow. Wow. How
Can be Minnesota.
can be Minnesota? Huh.
hope you
And
got a good heater and good insulation if you're in Minnesota.
Yeah, dude, it gets cold out here, man.
Yeah. Wow. Huh. Trippy. Well, we're almost at that point, man. Another great show. Thanks for coming on today, J-Bra. We appreciate you, man.
Dude, are y'all
Yeah.
Before you
kidding?
go, J-Bro, what
Summerland.
exactly is Sir Shoals a lot?
I just came up with it. I don't know. Shoals is a reference to something that only the Summerland kids know, right?
No,
Okay.
Carpinteria, the shoal.
The
You know,
shoal. That's our terminology.
yeah, like it was a what do you call it? It was a slang word for like this pizza is shoal, which is basically
Or-
this pizza.
Or that chick is shoal.
Yeah, that chicken show. And I think the girls picked up on it too, because those Carpinteria girls were quite savvy and quite
Waves,
hip to
The
to
waves
all
can be
that.
shoal,
The waves can be shoal. Yeah, exactly.
but we used it a
Totally.
lot for girls and sit when we'd see a chick we didn't like, we'd say shoal.
Yeah. That was the high school, junior high days of the
Yeah.
antics. The
And then
antics.
we'd write on our peachy folders Tar Pits Locals,
Yeah.
TPL.
Yeah, TPL, exactly. God. Well, hell yeah,
Good
man.
day.
Thanks for joining us today, man. This has been episode
Oh, dude, so fun.
74. Yeah. The classic morning coffee meeting, but live in person to broadcast the World Wide Web. Here we are.
To share our conversations,
Yeah,
however
exactly.
random they might be.
Yeah, that's what's up. It's the show about no show. It's a show about whatever we feel like on the out of the top of our head. We keep ourselves in a safe space. This is a safe space here. Yeah, good times.
Awesome. So I
All
guess
right, you guys.
so.
That's a wrap.
I hope we stay in touch. Sir Scholes a lot. J-Bra,
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah.
Later.
Hell yeah.
Take care.
drop on in anytime. You know, we're here
Yeah.
Monday through Friday.
Yeah, exactly. For
All right,
more
boys.
antics. Okay. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you soon.
Well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.